Well, hello and welcome once again to another edition of Pray on This. I'm your host, John Pray. Hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, or join me on Rumble. Do not let Justin Trudeau and his censorship with Bill C-11 control what you get to see. If we don't support conservative voices who are against the government, then we will never, ever know what Justin Trudeau doesn't want us to know. So, here we are in the second week after David Johnson's report. And yesterday, Jagmeet Singh brought forward a non-binding, remember that's a key word, non-binding motion in Parliament, which was passed by 174 members of Parliament. That is a majority, versus 154 votes against, which I believe was the number. Funny thing about that 150 plus MPs, every single one of them is a Liberal government MP that voted against forcing the resignation of Special Rapporteur David Johnson and calling an immediate public inquiry with a chairman or a judge who is a choice of not just the Prime Minister, but also the leader of the official opposition, the leader of the Bloc Québécois, and the leader of the NDP. However, when questioned before the vote was taken as to whether or not Jagmeet would put teeth behind this motion by saying, and I quote, "If passed by Parliament and the Prime Minister refuses the motion and does not fire David Johnson or demand his resignation and start immediately a public inquiry, the New Democratic Party of Canada will remove supply and confidence, and we will bring down the government." That's your only real hammer, Jagmeet. And if you're not willing to use it, Justin Trudeau is going to ignore you, just like David Johnson did moments after your motion passed. You brought forward the motion because you said that there is a perception of conflict of interest, that there is no way for David Johnson to do his work without it being under this cloud of a personal conflict of interest because of his relationship with the Prime Minister that dates back to when the Prime Minister was a little boy, his extremely close friendship with the Prime Minister's father, being a member of the Trudeau Foundation, the source that he went to get a legal opinion as to whether or not he was in conflict of interest, Frank Iabuchi, the former Supreme Court Justice, who is also a member of the Trudeau Foundation, and even his legal counsel, who has made several large donations to the Liberal Party of Canada into the thousands of dollars in the last 20 years. Yeah, there's a definite perception of conflict of interest that everybody involved in David Johnson's looking into this situation as Special Rapporteur has too many ties to either the Prime Minister personally or the Liberal Party of Canada, and that they have in their best interests to have a finding that there was no real Chinese election interference, the Liberals didn't do anything wrong, we're going to blame the media for reporting the leaks. We're going to blame the CSIS whistleblower who brought out the leaks. But we're not going to blame the government. No, nothing to see here, nothing wrong. But did you do that? No. No, you said, when asked by reporters, will you remove supply and confidence? No, I'm not going to do that. I know Pierre Poilievre would love me to do that and put us into an election, but how in good conscience can I put us into an election where we don't know whether or not the election process is compromised? Canadians must have confidence in their institutions and the electoral process before the next election. So tell me, Jagmeet, or Jugmeet, when Justin Trudeau blows off this non-binding motion, like he did your non-binding motion from 4 weeks ago, what then? Because whether you like it or not, September of 2025 is coming. And there has to be an election called then, whether there's been a public inquiry into this or not. And all I can see, as someone with extreme political astuteness and knowledge, as well as strategy, you are making an incredibly bad political move right now. On the one hand, you are demanding a public inquiry, independent, nonpartisan. We're going to get to the bottom of this. We're going to restore confidence of Canadians in our institutions. Yet on the other hand, you're not going to force Trudeau to do it by removing supply and confidence where he could face the electorate on this issue. That's incredibly bad political strategy, because if you continue to support the government, what you're really telling Canadians is, I'm a liar. I'm either lying through my teeth when I tell you I'm going to force the government to do something, or I'm lying through my teeth to you when I say that I'm different from the government. You can't have it both ways. You can't suck and blow at the same time. And that's what you're trying to do. Like I said, Jagmeet, there's going to be an election. And it probably is not going to be in 2025 as you're hoping for. Now, there could be a few reasons why you're not willing to do this. It could be that you are terrified that if you do not increase the NDP's power, in other words, the number of MPs in the next Parliament of Canada, you're going to lose your job as leader of the NDP. It could be that you're terrified you're going to lose your seat. Now, I've looked at the numbers from your riding. You're not going to lose. So you're not going to lose that MP pension. I could be that right now you feel that you have a lot of power, even though the Liberal Party of Canada is treating you like a good little dog. One that they can count on to sit, shake a paw, roll over whenever they need you to. But when they don't need you, it's go in the corner, stick you in the crate, or throw you outside in the backyard, and they ignore you. They do it more than they pat you on the head and tell you're a good little boy. Do you not see this? What is the issue? It's either that or you're the worst negotiator in the history of Canadian politics, and you couldn't play let's make a deal if Monty Hall and Carol Merrill made all the decisions for you. Could you imagine if you stood up to Trudeau right now, demanded that there be a public inquiry, that David Johnston be fired, and if you don't do it, I will bring down your government and we will go to the polls, and you, sir, can answer to the Canadian people for this debacle. And then during that election, while Trudeau's playing defense the entire 35 to 45 days of the campaign on this issue, you get to sit there and say, I did this and I forced this election because I no longer had confidence that the Liberal Party of Canada or Justin Trudeau were behaving in a way that was not corrupt and in contrary to their oaths to the people of Canada, which they had taken. The Liberal Party of Canada is corrupt, and it's very obvious that they have accepted donations from the CCP, that they have allowed CCP operatives to play in our elections. They have allowed the CCP to set up police stations to intimidate and scare Canadian citizens. I am the only person leading a party for progressive voters on the left who has the integrity to stand up for Canadians. I am the only person who you can trust that, even though I support a strong social safety net, I support CEOs paying their fair share, I will not tolerate foreign interference from any government, whether it be friendly or hostile. I am here for you, unlike Justin Trudeau, who has proven to you that he is a prostitute who is willing to sell his soul to stay in power. I think, Jagmeet, you would win. I think that you would slaughter him in an election. Do I think you would be Prime Minister of Canada? No. But I do think that you would be leader of the official opposition. I do think you would put yourself in a position where you become the dominant party on the left, where Jack Layton had set up the NDP to become the new dominant party for progressive voters. If he had lived, I do not believe we would have Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. We would have had Prime Minister Jack Layton. You can set yourself up for that, or you can set your successor up for that. But as long as you continue to be Trudeau's little lapdog, that's never going to happen. And proof in point, yesterday, when that motion passed, 174 members of parliament, which is a majority, versus 150 plus members of the government voting against it. David Johnston, within moments, said, I always respect the opinion of Parliament, but I will not resign. I was hired by the government. Right there, David Johnston told you where his loyalties lie. They do not lie with the people of Canada. They do not lie with the Parliament of Canada. They lie with the government of Canada. The Liberal government run by his best friend's son, Justin Trudeau. And he is here to clean up little Justin's mess. Just further proof that this cockwomble, whenever he gets into trouble, has either had the Laurentian elite to bail his ass out or his family fortune to buy his ass out. Well, when he has to face the general electorate, neither will help him. And I would suggest that you give him his come to Jesus moment. You will either bring forward a independent, nonpartisan public inquiry into your corruption, or I will bring down your government and I will fight you tooth and nail in an election, exposing you for the corrupt cockwomble that you are, Justin. Pierre Poilievre is 100% right. You don't get yourself caught in a trap where you walk in, they show you a bunch of documents that you already know exist, stamps top secret on them, and then say you can't talk about them. Pierre Poilievre is right. This cockwomble is destroying the fabric of Canada. Canada is broken under the Liberals. You can either continue to help them break Canada, or you can be part of the solution. It's up to you, Jagmeet. It's about time that you took a stand on principle and uphold the oath which you took when you became a member of Parliament in 2019. That, as always, is Pray on This. I hope to have a weekend review for you tomorrow, but I'm not going to promise it. I have an appointment this afternoon with my orthopedic surgeon, and I'm usually in quite a bit of pain for 2 or 3 days after that. If I don't see you beforehand, have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy it with your friends and family. May God bless you all, and I'll see you again real soon.